Hello students, today we are going to understand chapter 9, that is a bicycle in good repair. Let's start the chapter, the bicycle ride. One of the friend of the author suggested that the two should go for a bicycle ride the next day. The author reached the place half an hour before his friend and was waiting for him in the garden. The author's friend enquired about his bicycle and then gave it a shake, holding its front wheel and the fork. After a while, the man took out the front wheel of the cycle while the author was away for a while looking for a hammer. The bicycle inspection and its repair work. The author insisted on putting on the various parts of the cycle in place, but his friend wanted to check the front wheel. He unscrewed something, and from somewhere around a dozen of ball bearing came out. His friend insisted that the author must collect all of them, else the bicycle might not be resorted to its old condition. The author collected around 16 of them and kept them in his hat. The author's friend now started taking off the gear case. The author warned him not to mess up with the gear case, but his friend said that nothing is as easier as taking off the gear case. He took it off easily but had a nightmare while fixing it back to its place. His bicycle, which was until now in good condition, was now lying scattered, divided in many parts. Author wanted to stop his friend from causing further troubles, but he admits that he is weak at hurting others. Then it was the time for the chain, which he tightened to an extent that it stopped moving. He then loosened it until it became twice as loose as it was before. The narrator then changed places with him and put the wheel in tight position. He laughed and admitted that he was an ass. The reason was that they had forgotten to put the iron balls in place. The narrator looked for his hat in which he had put the balls safely, but the hat lay upturned and the balls were scattered. They could find only 11. They fixed 6 on one side and 5 on the other, and half an hour later the wheel was put in its place again. But it wobbled even then. The narrator was impressed not so much by his friend's skill at repairing the bicycle as by his confidence in himself and his hopeful attitude. The friend got encouraged. He then set to refix the gearbox. He put the bicycle in different places and position for the job. He lost his balance and hurt himself on the head. Then he lost his temper and tried to punish the bicycle. It was sort of fight between a man and a machine. The tough bicycle showed spirit. It freed itself from his hold and hit him over the head with the handle. At 1:45, the man thought that the work was done. He himself was dirty and bleeding. He cleaned himself and the narrator then sent him home. It was difficult to decide who had suffered more, the friend or the bicycle. Here, explanation of this story gets over, and the moral of this lesson is to disfigure something, it takes very little time, but repair, it takes a lot of time and energy. If you are not expertised in something, Don't try to do it.